So, Peter, tell me more. What exactly is Bondpay?
In very simple terms, we've tried to develop a system whereby the consumer's money is kept safe until the job is done to their satisfaction, but at the same time the contractor knows that the customer has made a commitment by putting the money in trust, and more importantly from the contractor's point of view, he knows he's going to get paid immediately the job is finished.
So how will it actually protect my money as a consumer?
Well, in the past, as a consumer, you will have done one of two things. You will either have paid a deposit, and there is always a risk element there, that the contractor may not do the job to your satisfaction. But equally, when the job is then finished, if it's still not to your satisfaction, you then find yourself in a bit of a mess, under pressure to pay, and no one really to turn to. This whole payment system takes you from cradle to grave in that process.
How do you think it's going to affect the building trade, in fact the home improvement trade in general?
It should massively change it. If we take both sides of the coin, from a consumer perspective, the problem that people have just now is they lose money, they don't get the work they pay for. From a contractor's point of view, his real problem is that he doesn't get paid, and doesn't get paid on time. Businesses are tight, they run on tight cash flows just now, and a consumer, for the best of intentions, they may fall ill and not be able to sign that cheque, if you like. If that money is not paid to the contractor within, let's say, 30 days of the job, that could affect his own credit rating with his merchant, with his suppliers. So this hopefully takes both sides of the market, brings it together as one, and solves the problem.
So will it get rid of those dreaded cowboy builders?
Nothing will ever get rid of cowboy builders in total, unfortunately. It's certainly, from a consumer's point of view, if you can imagine the scenario of the consumer saying to a contractor, before you start the work, I will pay the money in full into a trust account that can only be passed on to you, then surely only a cowboy builder would say, no, I don't like that idea. So yes, in that sense it will help stamp out cowboy builders.
Right, and protect both sides of the equation. I mean, this is really interesting. It seems to work for both sides.
This is what we've tried to come up with, is something that works for both sides. It's not one side selling a concept to another. We've come up with a concept that both sides hopefully buy into, because it benefits them both.
Now, how am I assured that the money I pay in will be safe?
Well, the money you're paying in is effectively going into what's known as an escrow account, which is like a trust account. It is held by HSBC. It's an online system whereby both the contractor and the consumer will be able to look online, see the money sitting there, know it's safe. Once the customer has committed, the money's there. The contractor knows that commitment's been made. He knows he will be paid at the end. Both sides are satisfied.
Is there a dispute resolution process? Because I may say, well, I don't quite like the colour you've painted my lounge.
There is. Ultimately, there is both a complaints procedure and ultimately leading into a full arbitration procedure should we need it. Touch wood, of course, this won't happen very often. The nice thing here is that the money is sitting there. The contractor knows he has to complete the job properly, and if he doesn't get paid. Conversely, if he completes it properly, he has nothing to worry about. It'll be paid immediately. So we should get rid of a lot of the disputes. However, when we do have them, we have our own team of surveyors who will go out, ensure that the work has been done to an acceptable standard. Where it hasn't, and there is a real dispute, as I say, we will go to formal arbitration, which ultimately the courts would resolve that issue. But it is unlikely we should have too many going down that route.
As a consumer, how much is it going to cost me?
As a consumer, it will cost you nothing. From the contractor's point of view, there is a payment that he will have to make, which is no more than the likes of his merchant service, where he takes credit card payments and such like at the moment. So again, this should suit both parties.
And are there any other advantages to paying via Bondpay?
There are. The two main areas are on the very rare occasion where a job does go awry or badly awry during work. Let's say a conservatory where foundation work doesn't work out properly. The contractor disappears, as has been known, unfortunately, to many people. What we have built into the system is an insurance whereby there is a further 50% of the contract value available to the consumer to put the job right. So what may have started as a £10,000 conservatory has ended up as a £15,000 conservatory, the consumer would pay no more than their 10. That's a huge value to the consumer. That they simply cannot get that anywhere else.
So there's added insurance on top
They
of
have
any
that.
guarantees.
They also have the benefit then afterwards. Bondpay are giving an absolute 1-year guarantee on all work for contractors that are used through that. And we will ensure that the customer's remedial work is carried out through Bondpay. Obviously, if possible, we will recover it from the contractor, but that is our problem, not the consumer's problem. They will have the job corrected as soon as feasibly possible.
So what kind of backing have you got from both existing trade organisations and also regulatory authorities like the FSA?
If I go down the regulatory first, that both FSA and HMRC now have taken great involvement with escrow accounts to make sure again that they are handled correctly, the money is safe, secure within the banking system. As far as the trade associations are concerned, from a personal perspective, it's been a joy to go and talk to them because they have been crying out for something like this for a long time. The biggest single problem their members have is getting paid on time. And this is manna from heaven for them. So we have gone to the big bodies, the trading standards, Trustmark, people like this, who have embraced the scheme well nigh immediately. The smaller, more specific trade associations, we have yet to have a closed door, which is very encouraging.
Great. Well, it seems a win-win situation for all.
You said it, I hope you're right.
I'm sure. Peter, thank you.
Thank you.